Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for joining. My obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. My name is Madana-gopāla Das. I live in New Jersey on the east coast of the United States. I know we have devotees here joining from all over the world, and we very much appreciate your participation, and we hope that you will get something out of this Japa transformation session. So, as you may have seen, this is the first of 4 Zoom sessions that we're going to do, followed by 2 other in-person sessions. If you're in the San Diego area, you can join us there as well. So we'll get started right away. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you all, dear devotees, once again for joining this special session of Japa transformation. I'm grateful that you're all here. What we are beginning today is not a course as such. It's not a technique. It's not a motivational talk. It is a recalibration of how we approach the most sacred daily meeting of our lives. Chanting japa is not one spiritual activity among many. It is the axis around which everything else turns. We have to understand this. When japa is strong, everything else is nourished. When japa is weak, everything else becomes, to some degree, performative. So before we say anything else, let us arrive properly. This is going to be very practical, and I'm hoping that all of you can participate as we go along. So please sit comfortably, not lazily, not rigidly, comfortably. Let the body find a position that it can forget. Place your feet comfortably. Either you're sitting cross-legged or you can place your feet on the ground. Let your spine rise naturally. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw loosen. Now hold your beads. Take your beads. If you have them, hold your beads. Hold your beads gently in your hand. Not tightly. Not casually. Gently. Now take one slow breath in and one slow breath out. Now bring a single intention to the center of your mind, just one. What is that intention? Today I want to pour myself into my chanting. Not halfway, not distracted. I want to give my whole heart to the holy name. Don't analyze this intention. Don't improve it. Just let it sit quietly in the background. I want to pour myself into my chanting. Let it absorb into your mood. Now I want you all to try something. We will chant Hare Krishna 3 times. But we will do nothing else. Just here. Don't think of anything. Just focus on the sound. Create your sound with your voice and hear the sound with your ears. That's it. Only the sound. We're going to close our eyes and only focus on the sound. No thoughts, just hear. And don't overthink this. This is actually very easy and very natural. Just hear. We're just going to do 3 times, 3 mantras. But try to just hear. It's not that hard. Just close your eyes and chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's really how easy it is to chant. It's not that hard. Before we go too far speaking about the methods, schedules, techniques, it is important that we are very clear about what we are actually here for. We're not here simply to finish our rounds. We're not here to become mechanically consistent. We're not even here to merely improve on, our focus. Our real aspiration in this retreat is much deeper and much more beautiful than that. To awaken a genuine, lasting taste for the holy name. A taste so compelling that chanting no longer feels like an obligation that we have to manage, but a shelter that we crave deeply, a thirst. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives us this perfect window into this goal in this single verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Here Mahaprabhu is not speaking as a philosopher or a teacher. He's speaking as someone who's been conquered. It's very beautiful. I urge devotees to meditate on this verse, to sing it, to learn it. Tunde tandavinim ratim vitanute tundavali labdhaye karna kroda kadambini ghatayate karnarvudebhya spriham chetah prangana sangini vijayate sarvendriyanam kritim no jane janita kiyat bhiramritai krishneti varnadvai. He says, I do not know how much nectar the 2 syllables Krishna have produced. He doesn't say, I know. He says, I do not know. The experience has surpassed measurement. When the holy name is chanted, he says it begins to dance in the mouth. And the devotee's response is striking. It's not restraint, it's not control, it's a longing. If only I had many mouths. The ears hear the name, and suddenly one set of ears feels insufficient. The heart receives the sound, and the name doesn't merely pass through, it dances in the courtyard of the heart. It's not just walking through. It dances, gently overwhelming the mind and quieting the restless senses. This verse is important. This verse describes something that is important for us to understand at the outset of this transformation series, this retreat. The holy name is not meant to be endured. It's meant to be tasted. And not tasted once in a while, but tasted so deeply that everything else gradually loses its grip. That's what we want. So our goal over these sessions is not to force ourselves into this state, because taste cannot be bullied into existence. Rather, our goal is to create the conditions in which the taste can awaken naturally. Better hearing, softer hearts, fewer inner obstacles, and a more honest relationship with the sound of the holy name. If by the end of this whole retreat, this whole series, chanting feels even a little more attractive, a little more natural, a little more something we want to return to, rather than something we must push ourselves to do, then we have touched the edge of what Mahaprabhu is describing here. So let us hold this verse quietly in the background of everything that we're going to do. Not as poetry alone, but as a promise that the holy name carries within it the power to reshape our desires, conquer our restlessness, and awaken a sweetness that's so real that our heart itself begins to listen. And that is the journey that we are going to begin together. I want to talk about why this series exists. This series is not here because devotees lack information. This series exists because many sincere devotees are chanting faithfully, sometimes for decades, yet internally feel unsettled, discouraged, or unsure about how to relate to their japa. It's still a chore. Even after 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it still feels like, questions arise. Like, am I doing this right? Why does it still feel mechanical? Why is it still so hard to stay present? Is this real yet? These questions don't come from insincerity. They come from caring. And our acharyas do not dismiss these questions, but they answer them in a very particular way. So over the next 4 sessions, we're not going to chase experiences. We're going to work on stabilizing our foundation based on what our acharyas have taught, what Prabhupada has taught, what we find in our shastras. So to help us do that, we'll use a simple but very deep framework called the 4 gates to successful japa. These gates are not rigid steps. They are progressive permissions. Each one removes a different obstacle between us and the holy name. So the 4 gates to successful japa is gate number 1 are the fundamentals. Proper posture, clear pronunciation, a sacred, consistent space, waking up early in the morning. Gate 2 is our mind and intellect. That we want to make sure we understand what it is that we're doing, that we understand the identity of the holy names. And also what not to do with the mind intellect. How to make sure that the chatter of the mind and intelligence, the useless noise that comes in the way of the distractions, how to disengage those. That's a big part of Japa. The idea that we just hear. That's what we tried to do earlier. We just hear. Don't think anything. Just hear the sound. And then the third gate is the heart. Heartfelt emotions. Opening up our feelings before the Lord. Bringing actual feeling into the space of our calling out to the Lord. Remember, when you call out to someone, there's always some feeling associated with it. When you're calling out, Hare, you're calling out to Mother Hara. Every call out has a feeling associated with it. What feelings do we bring to the table? This section we'll name Raga. Raga is an acronym also. It also just means spontaneous, loving feelings. So this is the awakening of loving inclination toward the holy name. That's the third gate. And then gate number 4, we wait. It's a waiting gate. That's where we wait. We wait for Krishna to reveal himself. We beg at that gate. We don't demand. This is the gate of mercy, where Krishna stands. These gates are sequential for a reason. If we try to work on the heart while neglecting the fundamentals, then the practice becomes unstable. If we try to demand mercy without clarity and discipline, then the practice becomes sentimental and obnoxious. So today we begin where real transformation always begins. Gate number 1, fundamentals. That's the whole focus for today. Gate number 1. We have 4 sessions. We're going to cover the 4 gates one by one. Now, many devotees hear the word fundamentals and think basic, external, mechanical. But fundamentals are not mechanical. They are relational, meaning they're critical in building relationships. When you invite someone important to your home, the way you sit, the way you listen, the way you arrange the space, they all communicate something to that person. If you greet them while lying down, half asleep, multitasking, distracted, the message to them is not subtle. Body language speaks louder than words. In the same way, the holy name receives us exactly as we come. See? So let's look at the fundamentals one by one, not as rules, but as messages. The first one, posture. Posture is not about yoga or aesthetics. It's about communication. Remember, this is a meeting we're having with the Lord. We're communicating something. We're asking for something. We're begging something. A posture is about communication. A collapsed body communicates casualness. We don't want casualness. An overly rigid body communicates anxiety. A steady, relaxed body communicates readiness to receive. Your body is the first thing that says to Krishna, I am here. How you carry yourself. If you've heard Prabhupada's Japa tape, Japa recording, if you have the full recording, he interrupts his Japa 2 times. He says, sit properly. Listen to it carefully. If it wasn't important, he wouldn't interrupt his Japa. He probably noticed a devotee. In fact, the devotee talks about it later on. That was me. I wasn't sitting properly. I was sitting all bent over. My leg was sticking out. He talks about it later on. Prabhupada said, sit properly. It's important because of all these reasons. It communicates something, not just to Krishna, but to ourselves. You're reinforcing an attitude, our posture. The next fundamental item is pronunciation. Pronunciation is not about impressing Krishna of your linguistic abilities. That's not the point. He understands every sound you make. He understands the sound of the birds and the animals and everything. He understands. There's nothing that he doesn't understand. But our attempt at pronunciation is about attention. We want to give attention. When you pronounce carefully, you are saying to Krishna, my Lord, you matter enough for me to slow down, to say your name with some respect. And sometimes I joke, but some devotees, you hear them chanting so in such a blur. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. You're calling your cat. Or, hey, mama, 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 hey, hey. So, because we just gotten so used to being in blur, being lazy, we don't even know what we're saying sometimes. If we make an actual conscious attempt to pronounce it, and not just pronounce it, but also say the full mantra. Sometimes we eat up some of the words, and it's like 14 words instead of 16. 14 names in there. Or 15. You just eat the whole thing. So we have to make sure we're saying the full mantra, we're pronouncing it clearly. It means that, my Lord, this session, calling out your names, calling out this special mantra, it means something to me. I'm going to do it clearly. Again, it's a communication. All we're telling the Lord is, my Lord, I'm interested in you. I want to develop that interest, that taste. Then the third one is setting aside a sacred space, special space. The space that we sit in, the space that we go to where we stand, it trains our nervous system. And sometimes when you go to these temples or cathedrals, they're very impressive. It has an effect on our consciousness big time. We go out in nature, or we have a nice view in front of us, or you're by a waterfall, or you're in a space where there's a lot of noise and crowd, that all these things have different effects on us. It's good to have a separate space for your japa. If you chant your japa in the same place where you're doing your doom scrolling, snacking, arguing, same place where you zone out, then your mind will naturally bring all that into your japa session. If you don't have a very big space to live in and you tend to do all that in one place, move things around when it's time for japa, so you create a different sacred spot. Find one corner that you only dedicate to japa. A sacred space does not need to be elaborate. I have a little corner in this room right here. And I sit literally in the corner, facing the edge of the corner. So when I'm chanting, I'm chanting right into the walls. There are a few pictures. I have a framed picture of the holy names. And I light a little candle. I sit on the floor. And the two walls, they reflect back the sound to my ears. I like it. It works for me. It's just a small corner in a little room in the house. Doesn't need to be elaborate. It needs to be consistent. It needs to give some feedback to your nervous system saying, this is now special. And consistency tells the mind that something different happens here. So space, the place, keep it clean, keep it sacred. If a candle helps, use it. Different things can help. The main thing is, it's the surrounding space that shows that you really care to make this meeting with Krishna special. Then the fourth point is rising early, waking up early. Waking up early is not heroism, it is mercy. If we're able to do it, it's the mercy of the Lord. If we do it, we're merciful to ourselves. It's actually a healthy thing to do. It is a time of the day when the world is quiet and the mind has not yet encrusted itself with plans and roles and reactions. Don't wake up early first thing and then first thing look at your phone to see what's new in your social media. No, don't do that. Keep it far away. Do all those things after. Wake up early and freshen up and save your best part of the consciousness for this special meeting with Krishna. Early japa is not about achievement. It's about creating an inner climate. It reinforces a positive inner climate. Now here is the most important reframe of all. These fundamentals do not create Krishna. They don't automatically bring Krishna. But the fundamentals create capacity in us to call out to Krishna. We are removing many, many obstacles by making sure these fundamentals are in place. We woke up early. We're clean. We have a sacred space that's clean. We have pronunciation that's clean. And we have posture that's straight and welcoming, respectful, and enhances a mood of calling out. All these things matter because they convey a very important message to Krishna that, my Lord, I am interested in you. I am interested. Let's not make Krishna ask the question, are you sure? No. My Lord, I'm interested. Just see. I'm interested. Really? Yes, look, I'm doing everything in my power. I'm going to talk a little bit more about posture. When we're feeling down, we look like this. Our mood affects our posture. Feeling, depressed. There's one man who was depressed. He was just like this. He went to the doctor, the psychologist. He says, Doc, I am just feeling so down and depressed all day. I don't even know what to do. I can't come out of this slump. And the doctor doesn't say anything, but the doctor also slumps over like this and just stays quiet for a whole minute. And the patient is wondering, what? Why are you doing this? And the doctor looks up and says, it works. I am also feeling depressed now. The point of that is that our posture affects our mood as well. Not just that our mood affects our posture. Sometimes just changing our posture, you just sit up straight, you will feel your mood change. You don't feel like smiling? Smile anyway. And all of a sudden, a real smile is not too far away. So, the posture that we train ourselves for our japa really plays a big role. Sit properly. Right? So, obviously, it's important to Prabhupada. We talked about how he brings it up in his Japa recording. What's the posture? It's very simple. The back has to be straight. Doesn't matter if you're sitting on the floor, you're sitting on a chair. Keep the back straight and don't lean on the chair. Don't lean. Keep the back straight. Your spine supports itself. That's a big part of posture. Don't lean on it. Sometimes you think, oh, the more relaxed I am, I can put more energy. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You'll actually last longer if you sit up straight, because now the energy is flowing nicely through all your chakras and your channels. And you'll feel refreshed rather than drained in your japa. Keep your back straight. Shoulders open. Not too stiff and not too relaxed or casual. Neck and spine are aligned. What we're trying to do is sharanagati, surrender to the Lord. Why am I talking about sharanagati when we're talking about posture? One of the aspects of sharanagati, surrender, is taking up practices that are favorable to our Krishna consciousness. Anukulyena. Things that are anukul, things that are favorable, supportive. Prabhupada himself went for daily morning walks, no matter how many time zones he had just crossed. Every day he would go out. If it was cold, he would put on a jacket. And there's many photographs. You see Prabhupada, he's going out with disciples, he's on the beach or in a park somewhere, goes for a walk every day. Keeping the body flexible was important for him. He said, if I don't walk, my body becomes jammed up. He would say, jammed up. So this is important for us too. It's good for us to also kind of unjam our bodies. Walking is very good if you can do it. If you can get a little bit of walking, it's good. But if not, you can always do a little bit of warm-up and stretches before you start your japa. Yeah. Just for like 1 minute, just jogging in spot, like, we're in your room. Just lift your knees, raise your knees, and just do some warm-up exercises. You can raise your knees as high as you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be very crazy. You don't have to be a bodybuilder here. This is just to get the blood flowing. Again, we're following the footsteps of Prabhupada. Just so that our body doesn't get jammed up. We can sit properly. We can focus. Our mind gets a little bit clearer. Get a little more energy. Get more stamina for sitting longer. The whole point and purpose of this is so that our japa is stellar. And even as we lift our knees here and do this, we say, Krishna, I'm doing this to show you I'm interested in you. He will reciprocate. Just like Prabhupada went for a walk. We can think of Prabhupada going for the walk. We can go for a walk ourselves. If you can't do that, you can do something like this. You can do a few stretching exercises, lift your arms up like this, and maybe to the left and the right. Run them around this way, turn your neck. These things, it just takes another 2 minutes, but it really pays dividends when you sit down. Try to keep your neck aligned. You will feel so good. It's like a total of 3-4 minutes exercises. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 3rd canto, Prabhupada writes in the purport here. There's a purport of this verse, 328.9. You can look it up. It says, in Bhagavad Gita it is said that one must practice the breathing exercise abhyasa yoga yuktena. By virtue of these processes of control, the mind cannot wander to external thoughts. Cetasa nānyagamina. Thus one can fix his mind constantly on the Supreme Personality of Godhead and can attain yati, him. He's talking about these breathing exercises, this pranayam. So this is something very conducive to japa. If we're sitting down for japa, if we do some of these, just another couple more minutes, not very long. There's 3 that I particularly like, but you can find others. You You can look into what works for you. It's called Bhastrika Pranayam. We are breathing in and out, just breathing in and out, rapid, forceful breathing. Inhale, exhale, just for a minute or two. Anulom Vilom, where you're breathing with alternate nostrils. This way you kind of balance out both nostrils. Any given time you'll notice one of the nostrils is a little more open than the other one. So this balances things out. And then this one is Kapalbhati, where you have, again, a quick, forceful exhalation. Just do this for a couple of minutes. It really helps. I mean, this is Prabhupada's purport here. You practice the breathing exercises. It helps you control your wandering external thoughts. And you can fix your mind. Again, the goal is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Remember that. We're not making this stuff up. The goal is Krishna. To show him that, my Lord, I'm interested in you. These exercises, they're in our scriptures. They're not in the core scriptures. They're completely optional. You don't have to do them. But it's part of our Sharanagati in the sense that it is so conducive. I should do it. It's a good investment. We waste so much time doing other silly things. 3-4 minutes of this is not a waste. It really helps us in the long term. Coming back to the posture. I use a cushion like this. And it's just like magic. And so many devotees use it too. You sit on a firm cushion, not a very soft one where you kind of get sunk in. A firm cushion. And sit at the edge. So then the pelvic plane, gives your hips a little bit extra height. And then when the pelvic plane tilts slightly forward, the spine curves very naturally. And I find I can just sit like that for hours. If I'm sitting on a flat floor, maybe for a few minutes I get tired because it just doesn't work for me. So you can try one of these. Or if you're sitting on a chair, you can just lean a little bit forward so you're not leaning on the chair. You just move a little bit forward and you try to tilt your pelvic plane slightly forward. You can keep your feet on the ground. Or it can be something in between, like there's a stool here. And it's almost like a chair, but not so high. You have to find what works for you. I'm not saying it's, you have to do one of these things. You have to find what works for you so you can sit properly, comfortably, but not too casually. The spine has to be natural in its curve. Again, the whole point is, Krishna, I'm interested in you. I want to do this right. I want to give myself completely to you. And this helping me so I can really focus on the sound of your name. So now I'm going to invite all of you to take up your beat and we're going to practice. What are we going to practice? We're going to pronounce each syllable and each mantra. Let's not make it a blur, but rather each single mantra is like a discrete offering, like an oblation into the fire of spiritual yajna. So we'll chant together 10 mantras. Okay, there's 10 mantras with our full focus to sitting properly, and we're focusing on the sound. Remember, we're going to focus on the sound. Forget about thoughts. Let other thoughts, just leave them outside the door. Only the sound, full energy and focus on the sound. Okay, we're going to do 10 mantras together. Sit properly, please. Sit up straight, not too rigid. Shoulders slightly open, so your chest is a little bit open. Smile gently before you start with some gratitude that, thank you, my Lord, for giving this chance to chant your name. And now we're going to bring a lot of clarity in the pronunciation, and we're going to bring a lot of focus in the ears, the hearing part. Only hearing the sound, that's it. Okay, let's start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's take a breath and savor the purifying effect of the holy name on your entire being, the cleansing effect of chanting with clarity, of chanting with focus on the sound. This sound is categorically different. This experience of sweetness is unparalleled. You'll not find this in this material plane. Nothing in this world can give you this. This is coming from the spiritual world. We have to hear. You cannot hear if you're not chanting. To chant clearly and listen carefully. Now I have some optional tips. They may work for you, they may not work for you. I have these earplugs. Let me see if I have them here. Earplugs. In case there's some distracting sounds in your environment. But even if there's no sounds in the environment, I find sometimes when I wear these earplugs, I can hear the mantra better. So this is optional, like I said. You don't have to do it. If it works for you, you can do it. See what helps. Find a quiet place and time. We talked about that. And this tip, cover the head with light cloth. This is actually given by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He would have his disciples cover. This is light cloth, the kind of cloth you can see through, like one of those very light cloth. Just cover the head. Sometimes you can cover the face, so like it retains the energy of your sound in that space. You don't have to do this again. You don't have to do any of these three things. Find what works for you. If it helps, why not do it? Take it. Again, Krishna sees you with the cloth on the, may look silly, and he'll smile. Like, wow, this person's really trying. He's a person too. Krishna's a person. It's endearing for him to see our attempts, genuine, sincere attempts. If we can prove to him we're interested, he will do the magic and keep running toward us. That's important. But we have to bring our A game of proving to him. We may deceive ourselves, but we cannot deceive Krishna. So let's bring our full sincerity in this practice. All right. So we're going to do a little more japa. A lot of practicals in this whole series. It's very important. You'll feel the difference. So let us calibrate, not theoretically, but physically. Adjust your seat again, so your spine is straight, upright, but not stiff. Let your shoulders drop a bit. Let your face soften a bit. Before you chant, notice how the body feels when it is ready to listen rather than perform. Now hold one bead. Let's hold it. Before we chant, just take a second, take a breath inside, and release the breath out. We will chant one mantra, single mantra together, not fast, not slow, but with full attention to the sound. So please chant out loud with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now pause. Notice the difference between just saying something and chanting it with affection. Chanting is when your awareness is inside the sound. The sound. Not observing it from a distance, but you're in the sound. You're enveloped in the sound. Focus on the sound. That's it. That's all we're going to do. Okay. Now, for the next 3 minutes, we will chant together. Please keep these 3 instructions in mind. Don't judge your chanting. Don't try to evaluate now. Just forget it. Don't do that. Just focus on the sound. Let it envelop your consciousness, the sound, the vibration. You're inside that sound, which is within. Don't judge your chanting. Don't evaluate. Don't chase any emotions. And every time you notice any distractions of thought, gently return to the sound. That returning is not a failure. That return is devotion. If the mind wanders 100 times and you return 100 times, you know what that is? That is 100 acts of bhakti. Every return is a bonus. So return to this, the sound, okay? You're going to do 3 minutes of chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Take a moment to savor again this feeling. Krishna's immense kindness, the powerful voltage of the holy names. We cannot measure it, we cannot evaluate its impact. But if we give it our full focus, if we allow the sound to enter our ears, if we just hear with pure focus, the holy name does the magic. You bring back the mind. Bring it back to the sound. So, hearing the sound is the key fundamental practice. This gate 1 is not small. Gate 1 is very important. Gate 1 is protective. When the fundamentals are honored, the mind settles more easily. The heart becomes safer. And the holy name has room to work, has an opportunity to the cleansing effect on our hearts. You'll feel it. I think some of you felt it. It's different. I'm sure. So I'm going to assign some homework for this week. We'll meet tomorrow, of course, at the same time. But the homework for this week, make a few simple commitments. Choose and protect one fixed japa location. You may think, yeah, what's the big deal? Try it. Just give it a week. Find a corner. Do your japa there. Okay. You may already be doing it. If you're not doing it, start. May seem small, but it's significant. Second, sit up straight. Like we talked about, the posture is conveying something to Krishna. Sit up straight, not stiff, not too rigid. Find that comfortable sweet spot in your posture where you're not casual, but you're not worn out either. Then try this. Slow down for the first 20 beats, just a little bit slower if you're going too fast. Focus. And then either make a note somewhere or write it down. Some awareness of the body. What did my body say about my seriousness today? How do you feel about it? I can guarantee you, if you put this much effort, just on gate 1, there'll be a substantial difference in your japa practice. So do it tomorrow morning. For some of you, it's already morning. If you haven't done your rounds, you do it with this. Or do a couple more rounds with these tips. I think you will like it. I like it. I hope you will like it too. So, thank you very much for your valuable time and your kind attention. The next session will enter gate number 2, the mind and the intellect, where we will work on removing confusion and simplifying japa even further. So thank you for your sincerity. Please carry this mood gently into your chanting this week. And if it doesn't improve it, I'll give you your money back. All right? So Hare Krishna, we have a few minutes right now. If anybody has any comments or questions or anything at all, if you want to share, if there's something about it you liked, something that you think could use some improvements, please, you can unmute yourself. Or you can raise your hand using the raise hand feature, and we can go and discuss. I'm so happy to see so many of my friends here. It's just so nice to see your faces. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sundari Radha Mataji. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for this. I do have a question, and it might be a little silly, but I realize when I do japa, I kind of rock side to side a lot, and I see a lot of other devotees kind of being so still. And is one better?
Yeah, if you like side to side, that's okay. If you like back and forth, that's okay. If you're a metronome, doesn't matter. These things are not that critical. Sometimes it may or may not be indicative of something, distraction. It may. Maybe like, okay, sometimes better to sit still. We see a lot of devotees, moving their legs like this. Some people actually have a genuine, like, it's called restless leg syndrome, but some people just, it's just a habit that you can control. And Prabhupada would say, hey, stop moving your leg like that. Don't move your leg. It's an indication of being distracted. So do try to sit still. When you sit still, it tells your mind something. That's what I'm saying. It's one of the things of posture. When you bring it, center it, and I want to put all my energy now in absorbing the holy name. The rocking can dilute that focus. Yes, it comes naturally to us, and that's fine. If you can catch yourself doing the metronome, you can stop it and try to bring back some stillness. That's an extra effort, but I think you may feel something, some improvement, because now you're bringing more focus. It's like a still lake. There's no ripples in it, and then you really absorb the sound vibration. So you can give that a shot. It's not a major thing. If you're still rocking, find yourself rocking naturally, there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. But if you can reduce it and be more still, certainly it'll help. Again, this is optional, but try it. See if it helps for you, if it works for you. Yes, Shameshwari Mataji. Hare Krishna. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Thank you very much. This is very timely class for me, so I'm absolutely loving it. And it's funny you mentioned the 3 pranayams. My mother has been teaching me those pranayams, and this now
nice.
gives me these 3 are her favorite pranayams, and it's
Oh,
now
nice.
I yes, and she's taught me yoga as well. So I think this was a great class for me to tell myself to get back to yoga, and now it's in the scriptures. That's amazing with the pranayams.
Sure.
And I have a quick question about the japa part. Certainly the posture is something I really need to work on, so it's very helpful to learn that. But I have a question regarding, I like to close my eyes and generally do japa.
That's
But
good.
some people, that's good, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
better.
I just
That's
wanted a
that's better.
clarification because there's some people say you can fall asleep or whatever happens. And so I
Well,
don't know if there are
yeah,
mixed reviews there, but
it's not
love your
bad. It's
thoughts.
very good because you're focusing more on the sound. But if you find yourself falling asleep because of it, then you don't want to do it. It all depends. I like
Yeah.
it with my eyes closed. It works for me better.
Yeah, me too,
So
actually. So,
you have to see. But some people, it does, like, the japa is very soothing. It's a soothing thing. It relaxes, and you get too relaxed. You get casual, and then you can fall asleep. But if it doesn't happen to you, if you like it, you should do it. I like it that way. So closing eyes is good. When you open your eyes, actually, the ideal thing, what they teach in yoga, meditation, and Krishna
mhm.
mentions this, by the way, in the Gita, in the 6th chapter. I think it's 6th or 7th. I think 6th. Or 7th, where he says, keep your eyes half closed. What that does is that if you're fully closed, you fall asleep. If you're fully open, you get distracted by what's going on in the world. So half closed is like, focused on your meditation, but not falling asleep. But if you're fully closed, also, that's fine. It works for me. I like to keep it fully closed. It's not a problem. So definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev. Yeah, it helps me focus. So that's why I close it as well. So yeah, this is very
Thank
helpful.
you, Shameshwari Mataji. Yeah, this is how many hours since you got initiated?
Let's see, 6
About
o'clock and
30
5
hours.
o'clock yesterday. So yeah,
Yeah, so about 30 hours almost, yes. A little more than one
yes,
day. So it's
yeah.
very special. Yes, it's a gift from the Lord.
This is
This
absolutely.
process of chanting is a gift from the Lord. And when you make that commitment in front of the deities like you did last night, the Lord will come rushing to reciprocate with you. So it's so wonderful that you're kicking off your life, spiritual life, with extra focus on japa. So let's keep that going. There's a question here on the chat. Evany says, I'm wondering what your opinion is on walking while chanting japa. Yes, it's of course valid. We see Prabhupada doing it. Sure, nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine. There are many devotees who really swear by it, that they can only chant focused japa when they're walking. Only when they're moving can they do proper japa. So that is definitely a thing. There's nothing wrong with that. However, Prabhupada did also set aside sitting japa time, the morning japa session, in which he would sit and focus. So there is something to be said for the stillness that comes with focused sitting japa. It's different. You'll see it. It's different. It's kind of like Sundari Radha's question about rocking. Walking is kind of rocking in that sense. You're moving. But if that's what it takes for you to stay awake and focused, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great question. So do it. Maybe you can do a few rounds of the walking, and you can do a few rounds, maybe half the rounds by sitting, or you can change your ratio however you like it. Nothing wrong with it. Main thing is you have to do your rounds. But deep quality, deep focus comes from stillness. That's given. But that part is okay. It's optional. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, thank you for your question. It's a great question. All right, let's go to Eddie.
Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances unto you, Gurudev, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I noticed that there are times when I get so deep into my meditation that nothing exists around me. I get into a state of, I know that I'm chanting. Sometimes I stop on my beads. Sometimes I just, I don't know. It's just like a state that I go into. And when I come gently out of it, my head is like bobbling around, like, and then I just go back to counting. So I always feel that I probably lose about 30 rounds on that, or not 30 rounds, but 30 counts. So, but when my head comes out, I'm just kind of like a nervous snake is like going on, but there's things coming in, you know, there's thoughts that are coming through the ether of my meditation. So the question is am I losing my mind, or am I wandering into another universe? Because sometimes I really do. I see things, and with my eyes half open is when things will come to me.
Yes. No, it's there's nothing to worry about. This is all good stuff, you know. If you keep chanting steadily, these experiences will come and go. All kinds of mystical things do happen to us. We don't need to worry too much about them. We don't need to be distracted by them. We don't need to dwell too much on them either. You know, I mean, unless it's really taking a toll that, you know, you're literally spending 6 hours when it should only take you 2 hours. Then you have to find out how you can improve that. But, you know, it's okay. These things, they're wrinkles. They get ironed out with practice as you practice more. So nothing to worry about, Eddie. I think it's perfectly fine. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Ferdy, please.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
Humble obeisances to you and to all the dear devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Good to be online with everyone, to see everyone's beautiful faces as always. I have a question about being interrupted during japa. I have a devotee friend. When he gets interrupted, he will actually start his round all over again. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when I get interrupted, what I just tend to do is I stop my japa and I will continue on. Do you have what are your thoughts on that?
It's fine. You don't necessarily need to go back to the beginning of the round. Some people do. They feel that, okay, I've got to start all over again. That's also fine. Nothing wrong with that. That you only count your round if it's an uninterrupted one. It doesn't have to be that way. It's completely up to you. You can continue where you left off. Some people don't use beads. They use counters. You know, so you're exactly where you stopped, and you just keep going from there. So it's not like you reset your counter. So it's all good. If you want to reset your round, that's perfectly fine, but you don't have to. Naturally, we want to try to be in a space where we won't be interrupted, but that's not always possible. There's always people that come in and kind of want to talk to us or ask us something. It's perfectly fine. I wouldn't place too much of emphasis or too much of thought into that scenario. It's you just it's part of life. So you focus and you chant your best that you can. Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Thank you, Ferdy. Okay, Tarun Gopal Prabhu followed by Gail Mataji. Go ahead, Tarun Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisance. Hare Krishna to everyone in the meeting. So my question is, when we chant on the counter, uh, normally we would chant on the beads, and after every round we would say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the mantra. So how does that work for the counter? Because like when you continue chanting, should we like reset it at 108 every time, or yeah?
Okay, so this whole thing of saying Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya at the end of each round is a new invention. Srila Prabhupada never did it. Neither did he tell us to do it. So you don't have to do it. Even if you're using beads, you don't have to do it. You just keep chanting. That's what I can offer you. I wouldn't worry about it. It's something new. Nothing wrong with doing it, but it's not required. Sometimes I've heard that devotees teach it that as part that you have to do it. You finish one round, you got to do this. You don't have to do it. Prabhupada didn't do it. He didn't talk about it. He never mentioned it. He never set an example. So we stick with what Prabhupada taught. If you're in ISKCON, it's his movement. But nothing wrong with doing it, but it's not a rule, is what I'm trying to say here. It's not a problem. That's what I can offer in that scenario. Yeah. Thank you, Tarun Gopal Prabhu. Gail Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear you say what you just said again, because I love having myths debunked. But anyway, my thing is this, I pretty much follow everything that you've mentioned today, but my lifelong challenge has been to show Krishna that I care by getting sufficient sleep. At nighttime, it's very difficult for me to be disciplined about going to bed on time. It's really so challenging. I don't need a lot of hours rest, but I basically raised my hand to ask everybody for prayers to to get to really be serious at bedtime, because that's been the monkey on my back for so many years,
Mm.
and I find that to be the number one issue when it comes to having an enthusiastic japa session. Because for me, it's like if I can't enter my japa session with a rested body, then it totally detracts. And I so enjoy my japa session when I can go in with a rested body, but at nighttime. So I'm just asking everybody actually to pray for me that I can somehow make my night times more regulated, more, show Krishna that I care by getting into the bed on time and not being lax about that.
Okay, well, I'm going to request everybody to let us pray for Gail Mataji with our hearts. See one thing, Mataji, you also have to make sure you're not committing to evening events and sanghas that go until 11:30 at night, right? Because that throws us off.
Yeah, but the thing is that because what I've been trying to do is to at least make it no later than midnight, because like I said, I don't need, you know, I
Yeah,
don't need 6 hours,
right. You know,
I could get,
there's something about the timing of sleep too. They've done some studies
yeah.
that the hours you get before midnight, say the 3 hours before midnight, are
Hmm.
very restorative.
Hmm.
You see, so it's not just that the number of hours, but what time you fell asleep. Because the daytime and the movement of the moon and the sun and whatever, it has an impact on our bodies. So the hours before midnight, the sleep that you get that time is very restorative. So, a couple hours of that is much more than many more hours that you sleep after. So there's a whole science behind that whole thing.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yeah, it's pretty much proven. So that's the thing, is what I'm trying to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
is that it's the timing and also consistency. If you sleep at the same time every day, that's your body is much more rewarded than if you give the same number of hours but you keep changing the time of day that you start. So one day you sleep at 8:30, another day you sleep at 12:30, and then
Mm-hmm.
again you sleep at 9:30. That inconsistency also hits our bodies, you know. So our bodies are naturally tuned to cycles, and so if we can kind of follow a cycle that's circadian is timely with the nature, then the energy that you're looking for in the morning will be there for you. The focus you're looking for will be there. And also there are techniques for sleeping, like techniques for falling asleep is what I'm saying. There's ways to where you kind of unwind, and then you breathe, and you kind of intentionally slow down your breathing, intentionally, like you focus on it and slow it down. You'll see then the body's immediately, your mind starts also cooling off faster. There's ways to do it, and there's ways where you can fall asleep within less than 5 minutes if you want, like this. I use
So yeah, I do that.
Yeah, so you know how to do it. I
No,
mean,
I can say that's
that's not
one
a
that
problem for you, but
no,
I'm just offering
no.
some tips to other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of falling asleep. I think generally it's not a problem. You just attend Bhagavatam class. And Bhagavatam class is where like people are really expert at falling asleep so quickly. You know, there's a reason for that. Is Bhagavatam says nashta prayeshu bhadreshu. All the inauspicious things get destroyed by hearing the Bhagavatam, and it's the inauspicious things that keep us awake. You know, so when you hear the Bhagavatam, then they all dissolve, and you're like, sweet sleep is established as an irrevocable fact, But yes, sleeping is not a problem, but the timing, I think is a factor.
There was just one other thing, just really quickly. For a while I have been trying the pranayama. The holding one nostril and then
I think
holding.
it seems like you're doing it right now. Sounds like you're doing it right, like you're literally
right then,
holding.
right then, I was holding one nostril.
Yeah.
But what
I
I was
really want you to turn on your camera, because then we can get the full picture. It'll be so nice. Anyway, go.
yeah. But the thing is, I just found it. I just didn't see anything come of it at all. There was,
You're not really supposed to produce anything from the nose. I mean, for the most part, it's just the breathing.
yeah. I mean, the breathing. That's what I'm saying. That breathing technique, I just found it didn't do anything at all for
If it
me.
doesn't work for you, you don't have to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's optional. Some of these things are optional. It
But
doesn't work.
what am I supposed to experience from it? What am I supposed to experience from it?
Clarity. You. For me, I find mental clarity, ability to focus, and also pronounce clearly. Like, I can take a deeper breath, so I can pronounce with more clarity. I do it before I lead kirtan sometimes, and the kirtan, my ability to sing also is improved substantially. My ability to say a full mantra without having to breathe 3 times within one mantra, So these kind of things, it has long-term effects.
Oh, long term.
It has long-term effects. It's not something you'll notice on day one necessarily.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Great questions. So we've gone 15 minutes over time. So I want to thank you all once again for joining. Please join again tomorrow at the same time. Some countries it's going to be Wednesday. But in this country, it's going to be Tuesday night, and we'll see you all at that time. Thank you for attending, and try some of these things out. See if that works for you. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. See you soon.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.